Hi, Mr. Anwar. My name is Erica Belrana Pinto, and the topic that my group has chosen is purchase intention for our business research articles. So, just to briefly introduce on our topic, purchase intention actually refers to the likelihood that a customer or a consumer, when they choose to buy a product or a service, but it actually goes beyond just simply wanting to buy something, as it actually reflects a deeper level of commitment where a person actively considers or decide to make a purchase. So that's what we call purchase intention. So the first article that I have reviewed about is the impact of TikTok advertising content on purchasing intention in 2025, which is this year. The purpose of this article is to examine the TikTok advertisements effect on buying, also the brand awareness, image, and also how age and income are used as moderators. So the TikTok advertisement versus other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. The sample used in this article is for 1,050 TikTok users that are age 18 plus in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. The theory used in this article is SOR model and the elaboration likelihood model. And next is the key variables. So the dependent key variable is basically the purchase intention himself. And next, the independent factors are TikTok advertisements, the brand awareness, brand image, age, and income of the TikTok users. Next, hypothesis of this article is advertisements actually boost brand awareness or the image by increasing their purchase intention, but it may vary because of the TikTok's age and income. Lastly, the method used in this article is the online survey, PLS SEM analysis, purposive sampling of active users, and so on. Next, I will pass it to Shobha.
A very good afternoon, sir. My name is Shobna. So today I'm going to continue about Article 2, which is when information flows, shoppers flows. For this article, the authors are Mohara and Pati. The purpose is to examine how information quality in live stream shopping can affect consumer purchase intention. So the research is in this study, the stimulus is the information quality, which includes how clear and accurate the live stream host explain about the product. So the organism is the flow state, meaning the viewer level of focus, enjoyment, and engage during the live stream when they explain about the product and everything. So the response is the purchase intention, which is how likely the viewer is to buy the product. So the finding shows that when the live stream host provide a clear and accurate information, the shopper feel more engaged and be focused in doing when the lifetime. And also interactively between the host and viewer makes the shopping experience stronger and increase the chances of buying. So overall is saying about a good information and active communication lend to higher engaged and more purchase during the lifetime shopping. So yeah. Next.
Hi, my name is Anissa Rira. So I will explain for the Article 3. The title is The Role of Visual Design in the Food Apps, exploring the impact and on perceived the quality, trust, value, and purchase intentions. So the author is Nayana Sousa de Moraes Lima, Emerson Wagner Mainardes, and Vito Azari. So the objective is to examine how the TikTok, the advertising, the content influence consumer purchase intentions and focusing on the mediative role of the brand awareness and brand image. So the problem is the study investigate whether the visual design of the restaurant in the food delivery apps that influence the consumer perception and behavior. So the key finding is the result they suggested that the visual design of the restaurant in the mobile app influence the perceived quality and perceived trust. Second is they found that the perceived quality of restaurant from the food apps did not directly influence the consumer purchase intention.
Hello, sir. My name is Fatini Bisina. I'm going to talk about Article 4, which is the prediction of purchase intention based on digital marketing, customer engagement, and brand preference. So the author's name is Putriani and Nur Hadi. Objective of the article is to predict consumer purchase intention based on the influence of digital marketing, customer engagement, and brand preferences. One of their key findings is that three factors positively and significantly predict purchase intention. Brand preference was the strongest predictor. For Article 5, research on driving factors of consumers' purchase intention of artificial intelligence creative product based on user behavior. The author name is he is one of the representative researchers in this article. So their objective is to explore the factors influencing user purchase intention, specifically for AI, generated culture, and creative products. Their key finding is purchase intention is driven by five main factors. The study also identified that a user's self-innovation left moderates their price sensitivity. For Article 6 is the next level of purchase intention. The author's name is Gofi, also is the representative of research of this article. So the objective is to identify factors that contribute to consumers' conformity as a means to increase purchase intention in the digital era. So their key finding is that consumer conformity positively drives purchase intention. Social ties only works indirectly through image-related concern and social comparison to increase. So,
So the seventh article actually explores the mechanism of consumer purchasing intention in a more traditional culture based on theory of planned behavior. So the authors of this research is Zupan, Xinyu, and Huijing Gao. They're from China, and it is made in 2023. The main purpose of this article is to actually study how traditional cultural symbols and identity actually affects emotional value and purchasing intention for national tied brands using TPB. TPB is theory of planned behavior. So the main problem in this article was the lack of understanding on how actually traditional culture deeply affects buying beyond patriotism and brand preferences. So the population sample used in this article is Chinese consumers that are actually familiar with traditional culture and national tied brands via online platforms. The theoretical or research framework used is theory of planned behavior, also known as TPB, and cultural identity theory. The key variables here is, firstly, is the dependent one, which is obviously purchasing intention. And the next one is independent variables, which are traditional culture, culture symbols, cultural identity, and emotional value. Next is this article actually highlights the understanding of cultural symbols, which actually strengthens cultural identity and emotions, and also this increases purchasing intention. The methods used in this article is online survey, SAM analysis, convenience, and snowball sampling. The findings of this article actually is they have found that emotional connection and cultural pride significantly boost their willingness to buy cultural products, especially among younger consumers.
Next for the Article 8, the title is Visual Patterns and Consumer Purchase Intention, a study in international social media marketing. The author is Carol Cenizo. So the objective is the study aims to analyze how the integration of the visual attention patterns alongside with the traditional components of the theory of the planned behavior, TPB, and influence the purchase intention of international consumer on the social network. So the problem is the traditional TPP, they model they overlook to the perceptual or visual attention factors in explaining the purchase intention, especially in international, visually saturated the social media context. So the finding is the result they reveal the integrative visual attention pattern significantly enhance the predictive power of traditional TPB models. So next, for the Article 9, the title is The Influence of Brand Equity on Smartphone Purchase Intention When the Gender Make a Difference. So the author is Benito Yanes Arequiu, Maria Pilar Martinez Ruiz, and Juan Jos Blasquez Resino. So the objective is despite the key role brand equity they place in a product differentiations and brain decision making, it has not been explored in the depth, but especially in the terms of the things that influence on the key performance variables such as purchase intention. So the problem is while brand equity is a crucial factor in marketing and consumer behavior, its influence on the purchase intention in the smartphone market, particularly from a gender perspective, has not been deeply explored. So the finding is both genders, they perceive the brand that associations as the stronger BE component, while the brand awareness contribute more least. And the perceived quality is they more salient for the woman, but brand loyalty they more salient for men. So next.
Next is Article 10, which is their post attract me. Their post is the influencer, attract me is the followers who see their post. So for this article, the authors are Bo Wang, Tat Hoi Cham, and Lan Pao. So the purpose of this study is to find out how social media influencer personality and the content they are given the post can affect to their followers, relationship quality, and purchase intention. So in this study, the stimulus is the influencers train the content features, for example, being friendly, relatable, and interactive post. The organisms is the relationship quality, which means the level of the trust and emotional connection followers have with the influencer. So the response is the purchase intention, means how likely followers are to buy product recommended by the influencers. So the findings show that influencers who are friendly, relatable, and interactive can build a stronger relationship with their followers. So this strong relationship increase trust and make followers more likely to buy when they promote the product. So the study also found the sweet guanxi, which means a quick emotional connection, strengthened the link between trust and buying behavior. So the overall highlight is saying about the study shows that influencer personality and the way they connect with their followers play a big role. Influencer play people's buying decision. So yeah. Next is
Okay, so next, the 11th article actually investigates the factors affecting purchase intention of halal cosmetic products actually among the millennial consumers. So these are the findings using the PLS SEM approach. So the authors of this research is Soliman Haimat, Nah, and Fetkau, and this is made in 2025. So the main purpose of this article is to examine the factors that influences millennial Muslim consumers, mainly women, their intention to buy halal cosmetics using the behavioral theories such as SOR, TPB, and TRA. The main problem in this article is because of the limited research on halal cosmetics purchasing behavior among mainly young Muslim women in Thailand. The population and sample used for this article is millennial female Muslims in the southern part of Thailand, which is Patani, Yala, and Narathiwat. There were a total of 274 respondents for this article via purposive online sampling. So the framework of this research is using integrated model combining SOR, which is stimulus, organism, and response, theory of planned behavior, TPB, and also the theory of reason action, also known as TRA. The key variables is dependent is of course purchasing intention. The independent variables are perceived value, trust, halal awareness, religiosity, knowledge, and the product characteristics, the influence, halal logo, and lastly attitude. This article highlights the perceived value, trust, and religiosity, product quality, and the halal awareness positively actually affect attitudes and purchase intentions, while actually social influence and knowledge has really no significant impact on this. The main findings of this article is they believe that trust, attitude, and halal awareness actually strongly predicts purchase intention as a whole, while personal beliefs and product value are more influential than social pressure. Next.
Next is about Article 12. Steamer contact product effects. So the author is Inch and I think it's very hard to pronounce the name. Explain how internal factors steamer contact product affects viewer feeling, relatedness and competence, autonomy, and lend to behavior like purchase and continue watching their life. Self-determination theory focuses on three needs: relatedness and competence and autonomy, which motivate viewer to buy and keep watching their life. Combined model, stimulus, steamer, interactively, similarity, expertise, contact, time, pressure, visual design, social herding, and product, price, interactiveness, diversity. So next is responses is about the purchase intention. Continue watching the intention, which is in the live they are showing all the product, and so the people who are watching they might see the product and everything. Okay. So interactive and acknowledgement. Viewer feel connected and confident when they show their product and the feedbacks, everything before and after all that. So, yep.
Number 4, for the article review, the objective is to build a holistic model of the PI, which is the purchase intention, by synthesizing the SOR, TPB, and SDT theories, identifying the core psychological mechanism and contextual moderators. So the key finding is purchase intention is the mediative process for SOR, and the core drivers are trust, perceived value, and attitude or motivation. And their effect is highly moderated by factors like gender and context.
So the research framework development for our group, we have chose a unified framework for predicting consumer purchase intention across both digital and cultural contexts. So the target population for our research framework development is digital shoppers, which are aged 18 to 40 years old, using social media and online stores. The sample that we plan to use is 500 to 800 online shoppers from different regions, picked conveniently and purposefully. Next, the purpose of this development is to build a combined model showing how feelings and marketing can affect purchasing decisions. Next is the variables. So dependent variable for our research framework is purchase intention, and the independent variables or factors are marketing, product, culture, price, brand, and social media. The hypothesis of our research framework development is marketing things actually affects trust, feelings, and attitude, which then would affect purchase intention, age, and other factors that is involved. Next, the framework used for our research development is it actually uses several theories to explain how marketing influences thoughts and purchasing intentions. And lastly, the method used in our research framework development is online survey of digital shoppers using purposive and convenient sampling. So that's all from us. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.